2014, and this is my persuasive speech. In this speech, you will learn about the history of recycling, the benefits it can create, and learn about what objects are recyclable. Why participate in the action of wasting and ruining Earth when we can simply recycle and keep our planet clean? Jana M. Hawley, author from the book titled Handbook of Recycling, mentioned that textiles are nearly 100% recyclable but are usually sent off to the landfill. Why would we rather throw away something only to have it turn to waste and take up space instead of recycling and molding it into something we could use again? It does not make sense to me. Recycling saves money, provides more jobs, and helps keep our planet in good shape. With that being said, it only makes sense that recycling should be a mandatory law for citizens of America. Who wouldn't want to make a difference? The writers from All About Recycling Facts and Ed Krabianowski from the article How Stuff Works have some intriguing information about when recycling first started. Recycling has surprisingly been around for thousands of years. Archaeological evidence shows that glass from Byzantine times were being recycled in an ancient city in Turkey. Another great example that indicates early recycling is when the Romans recycled bronze coins into statues that could then be sold at a higher rate than its original value. Recycling became a big hit in the 1930s and 40s when economic depressions hit and World War first broke out. During the Great Depression, recycling was crucial for many people to be able to survive. They could not afford to get new goods, so they had to reuse what they already had. During World War II, items such as nylon, rubber, and different types of metals were recycled and rationed to help support the war as much as they could. During the environmental movement, which took place in the 1960s and 70s, recycling became a popular idea once again. There was even a day dedicated named Earth Day. Recycling has been used throughout the years for centuries, but why should we continue to recycle and even increase in the amount that we recycle? Ed Krabianowski from the article How Stuff Works does a great job at explaining many positive outcomes that can come from recycling. Recycling helps reduce the amount of garbage sent to landfills. Over 150 million tons of garbage was sent to the landfills each year in the 1980s. Today, the number has decreased to slightly over 100 million tons. With that said, 32%, more than 60 million tons of garbage is recycled yearly, which reduces the amount of waste. Another reason that we should recycle is because excessive garbage creates more pollution. When chemicals that are thrown away are created from garbage deterioration and mixed together, they form a term known as leachate. Leachate is toxic and can leak from the landfills and get mixed into our groundwater supply. Fortunately today, insoluble clay caps and plastic sheeting is used to prevent this from happening as much as possible, but it does not stop it completely. Recycling would decrease the amount of leachate created and therefore lower the amount and chances of anything turning into our groundwater supply. Recycling can also increase the number of jobs in a city and the amount of money brought in. How, you might ask? When a company buys used goods, recycles them, and then resells them as a new product, they end up making more money off of the cheap investment than they had originally made. Also, heavily populated cities that have to pay by the ton for landfill usage would save up to millions of dollars if they partook in recycling. Recycling can produce an outcome of 3 times more revenue per ton as compared to landfill disposal and close to 6 times as many jobs. So now that you have heard some of the many great things that can come from recycling, you might ask the important question of, how do I know what I can and cannot recycle? In the same article, Ed Krabianowski gives us a list of recyclable objects. One of the most common known recyclable objects is paper. The process of recycling paper is quite complex. First, the paper is sorted and arranged based on the type of paper, its weight, its purpose, color, and whether or not it has been recycled in the past. Second, it is put into a hot chemical and water mixture that turns into a paper soup-like material. Magnets, gravity, and filters then take out the unwanted things such as staples, glue, and unwanted chemicals. Next, the ink is extracted from a chemical wash or by blowing ink into the surface and then shaving it off. The soup-like substance is then sprayed and rolled into sheets that are then pressed and dried. In the material, if it is too thin, more material can be added to thicken it up. Last, it is pressed and dried and then sent off for resale. Glass is another recyclable object. It helps save unneeded energy use, time used to make new glass, and cost for making new glass. There are two ways to recycle glass. One way is when companies collect bottles used from their customers and wash and disinfect them to then resell them. The other way to recycle glass is by categorizing the different pieces of glass based on their color and then grinding them up into cullet. Cullet is fine bits of glass. The cullet is then filtered by using lasers, magnets, and sifters, and is then melted down and molded into new glass. This is a great way to save money, but it is also important to remember that most of the time, only glass such as jars and bottles are recycled because of the difficulty in recycling. Aluminum cans are also recyclable. When recycled, it saves 95% of energy that is used to make new cans. When cans are recycled, they are chopped up and then put under heat to eliminate the paint coating. They are then melted and mixed into a furnace. Next, they are filtered and then poured into ingots. Finally, the ingots are rolled into flat sheets that are then shaped into new cans. After learning about what you can recycle, it is time for you to make your decision. Throughout this speech, you have learned about the history of recycling, multiple benefits that can emerge from partaking in recycling, and examples of what you can recycle. I truly believe that if we recycle more, then we would be in a much better and cleaner place, and I can only hope that after hearing this speech, you will agree. It is America's best interest to pass a law that states that all citizens must recycle or they will be penalized. I want to keep our planet in good shape. What about you? The decision is yours. Thank you.